Hello, everyone, and welcome to Secrets of Small Gods, special episode number 1. These special episodes are only released on YouTube. You will not see this in any way on our live streaming or releasing through Twitch. So, this is our first special episode, and I am here with Soror, who is playing Haruna.
Hello.
And so what we're going to do today is introduce Soror, whose introduction to the party is a little different than what would have than the rest of these individuals that you've met already. So we're going to start in Haruna's place in Absolom, where a letter arrives requesting her services. So a messenger does come up to you and delivers a letter in the mid-afternoon and says, "Milady, this has arrived for you from Otari," and then heads off.
So she opens the letter and reads it. What does the letter say?
The letter is requesting your services as a prostitute for an evening in Otari from one of the few people who have some money over there. A fishing village doesn't have much, and this one individual is requesting your services because they want to try something a little unique.
Okay. So she just thinks, oh, she knows exactly what he wants because of her reputation. And so she works at a brothel. I think it's in the pedal district of the city. So she just goes and shows the letter to her madame. And I'm assuming that she's given permission and she has to pay the usual percentage, yes?
Yep, she is, and she goes, "Honestly, these country bumpkins, they don't know the difference between a courtesan, a prostitute, and a common whore on the street. I swear."
I mean, it is my job to play all three of those roles, but we know which one I call myself.
We do, and I wish they would, but at least they, were polite. It's not always that we get that. So, yes, head on over. I'll expect you back in I'll expect you back in at most a week. It's not that far of a trip.
All right. Thank you for the time. Thank you for that time frame. I'm not sure how long my travel will take, but I'll be back as soon as I can. Oh, and if any of my regular clients wonder where I am, just let them reschedule for when I'm back in town.
Of course.
Okay.
The trip is very uneventful as you travel, and you meet the client in the local bar. There's a group of adventurers nearby. You're pretty sure one of them is also a Dhampir. They're being ushered around, and it appears to be the owner of the fishery that catches them and begs them to follow and help solve some kind of a problem.
Yeah, she just kind of takes a look at that party of adventurers, because, she has dealt with those types before, and she just politely ignores them while she's negotiating with her client.
Yep. The negotiations go as expected.
Oh, is he actually paying me enough to make this entire adventure worth her time?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
But negotiations are as you would expect. The initial offer was definitely worth your definitely worth your time in the letter. It says this is the minimum. This is my starting offer, which you're like, well, that's definitely worth my time to go and find out. So
Do I need to make a diplomacy check for that? For
please do,
negotiate
please
for
do.
negotiating more?
Yes, do that. Yes.
I rolled a 24.
Okay, and let's see what our other person, your client, rolls here. Oh, even with his pluses, that's not nearly enough.
What, 24? It's not
No,
enough.
no, he rolled much lower than you. You 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 negotiate and you negotiate because you have 10 above him.
Yeah, it's by fives for
Yeah,
thresholds of success, right?
this is a critical success because you're 10 above him.
Oh, so
You gain 50%.
so she basically takes them for a ride before they even take their clothes off.
Yeah, yeah, she did a great job negotiating, making this definitely worth her while.
Yeah, and the whole time she's got her folding fan and her pipe, and she considers herself on the clock, so she's already basically
Yep.
doing the courtesan performance from the moment she sits down with him.
Yeah, yeah, and once negotiations are complete and everything's all set up, you will pop up into the room here. There we go. And so you're in the room where everything happened. It's a pretty standard, it's a fairly nice room.
Client leave already?
Huh?
Client leave already?
Client has literally just left. But it was a very nice room. It's yours for the rest of the night if you wish it. Although you're hearing some strange noises coming from the alleyway.
Okay. So first she's going to wipe her mouth because there's probably blood on her lips
Uh huh.
if the client just left, and she's going to get dressed. Mm, as for the noises out in the alley, mm, would a perception check be in order?
Yes, it would.
Because she lives in Absalon, so she's used to hearing random noises all over, because it's the largest city in Galarian, if memory serves. So,
Yeah, it is definitely the largest city in the inner sea.
oh, and look at that, I rolled another 24.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Roll 20 likes you today.
Yeah, and it won't like me next time. I know
That's
how this.
entirely possible, yeah. So what comes up is you hear two voices in the alleyway. And they're saying, "Come on, drag this one." And the other one goes, "No, no, you drag the feet. I've got the head." "No,
Like,
you've got this. He's sacrifice."
is
"No,
this
you take the feet."
okay? Question: is this room on the first, second? What floor of the building is this?
You're on the second floor.
Okay, so I can literally look down, look out the window, and hear. What are they? If I do look out the window and see what's going on.
You see a couple of young kobolds. Like, in your mind, you're like, these kids shouldn't be out of the nest yet.
Or since they're kobolds, my thought is probably vermin or snack.
Yeah, that might be what you're thinking, but you're also thinking these shouldn't have been out of the nest yet. The adults usually don't let them leave at that age. And they're dragging a young woman.
All right, so literally, Haruna just grabs her under kimono and her katana and runs outside.
Okay. You come into the alleyway here, and you find on this end two red kobolds. As I said, they were young, and they're dragging a. Let me see here. Where did? Yeah, they're dragging a young catfolk girl between them as they head towards, and they're coming towards you, maybe heading this direction. As you see, there's a door here that you wouldn't have expected, because these are the doors in and out of the bar over here where you were at. But there's this large double door that seems to go down over on the other side.
I'm not seeing that map. I'm just seeing the little room.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to drag you. Haha, there we go. Okay, now you see the alleyway.
Yes, now I okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. So there's up here on this side. There's a couple of doors and the wood stacks. And you know that's the side that the inn you were in was at.
Mm-hmm.
And the kobolds are dragging the person in this direction. And there's a large access door here, but it's half recessed in the ground, and you think that might be where they're heading because it seems to be heading downward as opposed to into the building based on the height of it in that area.
Point of order: how strong is a Dampier's scent without a specific scent tracking feat?
If you roll a perception, you can determine what it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, she lives in a city. If there's a big door like that leading downward, it's probably sewer access, correct?
It typically would be sewer access, yes. That would be what your general assumption would be to start with.
Okay. So, when do we roll initiative?
You can roll initiative now.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking, may I attempt to use a social skill before rolling initiative? Well, shall we just roleplay it?
Well, let's roleplay it and see if it requires initiative beforehand.
Okay. So she's seen the two kobolds drag a cat girl.
Uh-huh.
She just kind of walks up. She's got her sword belted, because she literally just grabbed one kimono, belted that, and tucked her sword under her belt and put her sandals on. So she just walks out into the alley. She sees the scene, and she just looks at the kobolds, looks at the cat girl, and then walks up and says, "Hey, how much for the girl?"
One of the kobolds responds, "Girl, not for you. Girl, sacrifice. Go away."
Sacrifice, huh? So now she just kind of strikes this pose that involves putting one of her hands on her sword hilt. "How much for the girl?"
The other kobold hefts a large club. You're pretty sure it's a bit too big for them to be wielding, but they heft it up and say, "Go away."
All right. So I want to make an intimidation check. She's just going to shout one last time. "For the last time, how much is the girl?" May I make an intimidation check there?
Yeah, make your intimidation check and roll initiative.
Okay. Well, I got a 13 on intimidation and a 25 on initiative.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Both the kobolds are going after you, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, so they're just not even bothering with me threatening them to...
Well, the intimidate. It was to see if one of them reacted during your intimidation attempt or not, because there was a possibility. So I have to roll their willpower at this point. Let's see. Both of them look a little scared. Like they're like you're not a weak human like they usually see.
I mean, she's
But
probably smiling and got her fangs out.
right, they're definitely going. You aren't human. You aren't like the people we usually see. What should we do? And now you get to act.
Okay. So, actions, move actions, and they're called simple actions instead of swift actions.
Yeah, you're making your stride action, which is move up to your movement. You already moved closer, so we can move you up to about here probably.
Before initiative's done? Okay.
Yep.
Uh, I've been playing a lot of Kingmaker. Is charge as a full round action still a thing in second edition?
It's kind of a set. It kind of is, but you can't do it if you don't have the feats to do it.
Oh, you need feats for it. Okay.
But you can double stride and then still attack. So
Okay. So I believe, let me check where did my character sheet go? What is my movement? Movement it's just standard movement for everybody, right?
yeah, yeah. Standard movement. Your movement should be 25 or 30. If probably 25.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Path Builder, for not putting it on that sheet either. All right, so 25, that would be 5 squares, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You're half human, right?
Yeah, that's the other half.
Yeah.
So you said I could take 2 stride actions and still attack?
Yep, you can take 2 stride actions and still attack because you have 3 actions around, and attacking with your sword is only 1 action.
All right. So I move up to there, and I'm just going to make my attack check.
Okay. Okay, their AC.
Hold on. All right. She uses her katana almost exclusively two-handed, so I'm updating the damage for that.
That's fine.
Shall I re-roll the damage as?
No. You're fine.
Critical damage 24.
Yeah. You didn't crit, but you did hit him very solidly and sliced through and just sliced him, just right across the chest very solidly because he's not wearing any armor.
Is he dead? Did I just kill a kobold?
No, you did not.
Pity.
So
I guess that's my turn.
Yep, that was your turn.
It was fun playing this character.
The first kobold makes an attack. The guy you were fighting right there. Oh god. Oh my god. He just rolled a 1.
Awesome! Yeah, probably slipped. Probably slipped because of all the blood on
He picks.
the cobblestones.
He takes his giant club that is slightly too big for him because he's just a lanky teenager, not nearly strong enough to wield it, and raises it up and swings it overhead, and he lets go. You know how when you let go of a stick too early, it kind of goes in this long arcing arc and winds up on the other in a completely wrong spot. His club is somewhere over this way now. Bounced on the ground. Kobold number 2, who's wielding a sap, just a nice chunk of heavy leather to make sure they, instead of killing someone, just wanted to knock him out.
Yeah.
Looks at you, looks at his friend, and decides that he is definitely intimidated and begins to make a runaway. So he goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then moves again. And opens the door.
Okay.
Because using an object is an action, and that's his third action for the turn.
Okay. So, Catgirl's turn, or does it go back to me?
Catgirl's unconscious on the ground, and you hear her go, it's back to you.
Alright. So, I'm going to attack that kobold again.
Okay.
22 for my attack. Damage 12. Critical damage 6. Could you explain the difference between damage and critical damage, please?
So, your damage is what you get if you do if you succeed on a regular attack, right?
Okay.
You don't make a critical. You don't have a critical success. You add, and it's supposed to just add to it, but for some reason it just rolls it twice because of the way Roll20 is set up. Because what you do is, in critical damage, you get everything doubled.
Okay.
And since you max damaged on your damage roll,
Right?
and you didn't crit this guy, but you came close. He does take 12 damage, but he was already injured. And so you come down and you're just like, nice double-handed swing. You flip your blade and do a nice Yokonuchi across his neck, and his head just kind of falls off, and he crumples to the ground. So this kobold,
I have 2 actions left, right?
you have 2 actions left, yes.
How much? So I'm assuming picking up the decapitated head would be 1 action,
Yep.
and then throwing it at his friend, shouting, "Get out of here," would be a 2nd action. No.
Throwing it. Well, communication is usually a free action, so yeah, you can definitely throw it at him, at his friend.
Yeah. She throws it and says something like, "Get out of here before I come after you."
So I'm gonna have you roll a attack roll. So roll. That is.
It would be a D20 plus my Dex bonus because it's a thrown attack.
Yeah, but it's an improvised weapon, which is a penalty. So just roll and we'll roll a D20 and we'll do the math on it.
I got a 10 on the die rolls, so.
And what's your Dex bonus?
0.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hit him or do damage. I'm just throwing it in his general direction to intimidate him.
Yeah, the head kind of just bounces along over here a little bit, not quite in the right direction, but I mean, throwing an oblong-shaped head is not as easy as grabbing the hair and chucking like a human head or an orc head.
Well, I mean,
Scaly kobold heads aren't aerodynamic.
I had to pick it up by like the ear or the jaw and throw it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're just grabbing one of the horns and lobbing it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that skitters around and rolls along this way and results in, the other kobold saying, "I'll be back with the big ones," and skittering off into the darkness of the tunnel. Now that that's open, roll a perception check.
18.
That isn't a sewer.
It's not. What is it?
You're not sure, but there is no scent of sewer coming from it. It's definitely something else, and it seems to be, it doesn't seem to be a fully carved. If you go over and investigate and look, some of it seems to be natural and some of it's partially carved.
Okay, because before I go investigate this door, I would like to cast Soothe on would Soothe wake up the unconscious cat girl?
Yeah, it would, yeah.
All right. Do you want me to roll the d10 to see how many hit points are rolled, or are we just going to hand wave that?
We'll just hand wave that.
All right, so I'm down one spell slot for the rest of this.
Yep, you're down one spell slot for now. She wakes up and she looks at you. She looks at the kobold and she looks back up at you and says, "Thank you," and then gets up and starts stumbling around on like she's still kind of got a concussion going.
Hey. I just healed you. You've been unconscious. I don't know for how long. You might want to sit down for a little bit before you start moving.
Is there someone inside I can go?
Probably. Tell him you're my guest and you're going to go up to my room for the rest of the night, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go check out, because one of the kobolds that was trying to kidnap you went down to that door. I'm going to go take a look. All right? Just tell the front desk that you're the guest of Haruna from the Courtesans Guild in Absalom. They'll know which room is mine, okay?
Okay.
And if worse comes to worse, tell them you hired me for my company. And Haruna gives the cat girl a wink.
All right. The cat girl stumbles off and wanders in through one of the back doors of the of the bar, and that's that. This kobold has run off, and this kobold is dead. So it's just you and the tunnel now.
And this Dampier is walked over to the door.
Looking through that, you can, with your roll, you can catch whiffs of a swamp, which is you're wondering how this is connected to the swamp, because the swamp is a few miles away. And just maybe, hints of bone.
So she's just going to kind of look at the door. Then she kind of looks down at what she's wearing. So basically, I just want to go grab my cloth armor, my wakizashi, and my shamishin, because she has a strong feeling she's going to need her adventuring kit.
Sure.
Is that a fair enough assumption?
Yep, that's a good assumption.
Yeah. All right. So I'm in like my five or six kimonos that constitute my cloth armor.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption on it. You get dressed. You see the girl is passed out on your bed, and as you get dressed and you head back out.
Yeah. Wanted to make sure she made it to my room, and apparently she did. So.
And
all right.
the barman watches you go up and is like, and then watches you come back down and is very confused, but says nothing because he's the soul of discretion and he doesn't understand his guests, but he does respect them. You can just see the puzzled look on his face that you went up and came back fully geared out.
I just walk over to him, I smile, make sure he sees my fangs, I wink, and I put some coin down, make sure she's okay,
Of
and then I
course.
just leave.
All right. You head back out one of the back doors into the alleyway and head down the tunnel.
All right.
The tunnel
Is
goes for quite a ways. You're following along and you're crawling through, and you can definitely at times hear, you think, the kobold ahead of you, but you're not entirely sure.
yeah, what's the light situation? Do I need to cast dancing light yet?
It's very it fluctuates between bright and dark, and it just keeps and then gets dark as dim as possible.
I mean, I do have low light vision, so
Yeah, dancing lights will be fine. Some form of light will allow you to see in a dim situation, because this gets nearly to pitch black.
all right. So that's one cantrip used.
As you keep going, slowly but surely, you think you hear the sound of people talking, speaking common ahead. And then you see a blue glow slightly to your right.
Did you update the map?
No, the map isn't updated because you're not there yet.
Okay. Okay.
There's a slight blue glow ahead.
I mean, obviously, I have to take the bait and proceed to the blue glow. So I head that way.
As you reach the blue glow, you see down into a room.
Mm-hmm.
In this room are several coffins. In the center, there's a very nice sarcophagus raised up in front of you. And let me make this visible just a second. And so this will be the upper right-hand corner of this particular map.
Okay.
Just below you, from where you're crawling, you see this forgotten crypt of some kind, and you see that group of adventurers you saw in the bar earlier as they enter the room, and then one of the coffins, the lid starts to slide to the side, and a skeletal hand is pushing it out.
All right. So I'm assuming I can enter the room from a different entrance from them. Did you say the upper right or the lower right side of the map?
Upper right side of the map.
So like right here. Well, hold on. Where did my little character tab go?
I haven't gotten your token on yet. Just a second. Let me put it in. There you are.
Okay, so see, I thought I was somewhere like up here.
Yeah, you're somewhere around here above everything.
Oh, okay. So this is where I meet the party then?
This is where you'll meet the party. You can drop in and join the adventure.
All right. Like literally we should do literally the first thing should be falling out of the ceiling.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what you'll see. So
Yep.
we're going to end it here for special episode number 1. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you live on the on Twitch here in. Let's see, we're recording this in 2 Saturdays from today on a recording date. By the time we get it up, it'll probably be closer to a week and a half. This should go up and be available. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.